Welcome to Episode 18, The Value of Data in the Business, where we examine why information has become the most strategic asset in modern organizations. Data is no longer a byproduct of operations. It is the foundation for competitive advantage. Every decision, from product design to customer engagement, improves when grounded in accurate insight. The true power of data lies not just in its volume, but in how it informs, predicts, and refines outcomes. Businesses that understand this treat data as capital, something to be invested in, protected, and multiplied through use. In this episode, we will explore how that value is created, maintained, and turned into measurable advantage. Decisions improve dramatically when built on reliable information. Managers once relied on instinct or limited reporting cycles. Now they can evaluate performance in real time. When sales data, supply metrics, and customer behavior are integrated, leaders make faster, evidence-based choices that reduce waste and increase agility. For example, a retailer analyzing daily purchase trends can adjust pricing before competitors notice shifts in demand. Reliable data transforms organizations from reactive to proactive. But reliability depends on discipline. Incomplete or stale data erodes confidence. The difference between intuition and insight is not volume, but veracity. Trustworthy data enables deliberate, measurable action. Value chains begin with questions, not dashboards. The process of creating data-driven value starts by defining what you need to know. Which factors influence customer loyalty? What drives cost variance? Which markets are emerging? Without purposeful questions, data remains static. The best organizations start with curiosity and align their analytics to strategic goals. Each question defines what data to collect, how to interpret it, and what decisions it will support. A meaningful question acts as the blueprint for an insight pipeline. When business strategy leads data strategy, analysis becomes a tool for impact, not a vanity exercise in accumulation. The distinction between first-party and purchase data shapes both trust and precision. First-party data, information collected directly from customers, transactions, or sensors, is reliable and unique, reflecting authentic relationships. Purchased or third-party data extends reach but may lack accuracy or context. For example, a streaming service's viewing data provides deep behavioral insight, while external demographic lists only approximate audience profiles. Combining both types carefully creates richer perspectives but raises integration and privacy challenges. As regulations tighten, first-party data gains strategic importance. It forms the ethical and operational foundation for personalized experiences built on transparency and consent. Qualitative signals complement quantitative metrics by explaining the why behind the numbers. Analytics may show declining engagement, but interviews or sentiment analysis reveal causes like confusing design or unmet expectations. Blending quantitative measures, such as click rates or sales volumes, with qualitative feedback provides context that pure numbers cannot. Human-centered data enriches understanding and aligns metrics with real experiences. Organizations that balance both perspectives avoid the trap of optimizing for efficiency while missing meaning. In the end, qualitative insights transform raw measurement into empathy, ensuring decisions serve both operational and emotional truths. Data quality determines whether analytics lead to progress or confusion. Quality spans completeness, accuracy, and timeliness. Missing fields, incorrect values, or delayed updates distort insight and reduce trust. For instance, outdated inventory data can trigger unnecessary restocks, wasting capital. Establishing validation rules, automated quality checks, and continuous monitoring ensures that information remains fit for purpose. Quality assurance is not a one-time cleanup, it is an ongoing governance practice. High-quality data fuels confidence, low-quality data multiplies errors. The return on data investment depends directly on how well an organization safeguards accuracy at every stage of its life cycle. Metadata and lineage bring transparency that enables trust. Metadata describes data's meaning, format, and source, while lineage traces its journey from origin to report. These details help analysts and auditors understand how information was created, transformed, and used. Without metadata, data becomes opaque, a black box with unknown reliability. Lineage documentation answers crucial questions. Where did this number come from? When was it last updated? Who modified it? In regulated industries, lineage supports compliance and audit readiness. For everyday operations, it builds confidence that insights rest on authentic, traceable foundations rather than assumption or convenience. Governance defines the human framework behind data management. It assigns roles, responsibilities, and stewardship for how data is collected, classified, and shared. A governance program establishes who owns which datasets, who approves access, and how quality issues are resolved. This structure prevents chaos, especially as organizations scale. For example, assigning data stewards within business units ensures accountability for maintaining standards without central bottlenecks. Governance is not bureaucracy, it is clarity. It allows collaboration across functions without losing control, ensuring that data remains an enterprise asset managed with consistency and respect for risk. Privacy, ethics, and customer expectations now shape how organizations use data as much as technology does. Regulatory frameworks, such as the General Data Protection Regulation, have codified rights to consent, transparency, and deletion. But ethics go beyond compliance. Customers expect brands to use data responsibly, to personalize experiences without crossing into surveillance. Breaches of trust, even if legal, can damage reputation irreparably. Embedding ethical review into data initiatives fosters long-term loyalty. Responsible use of information balances insight with respect, reminding every organization that data represents people, not just points in a database. Monetization of data occurs in several forms: products, insights, and efficiencies. Some companies package analytics as offerings, selling trend data or benchmarks. Others use insight internally to optimize operations, reducing waste and improving service. For example, a logistics firm may analyze delivery data to redesign routes, cutting fuel costs while improving reliability. Monetization also includes indirect value, better decisions that generate competitive advantage. Data does not have to be sold to create profit. It simply must make the organization smarter and faster. The most successful firms treat monetization as value creation, not mere extraction. Data literacy programs enable organization-wide adoption. Insights are only as valuable as the decisions they influence, and that requires understanding. Teaching employees how to interpret metrics, question assumptions, and communicate findings democratizes data use. When marketing, finance, and operations share a common language of evidence, decisions align. Literacy bridges the gap between data specialists and business leaders, turning analytics from a siloed function into a shared capability. The goal is confidence, not complexity, enabling every role to ask better questions and recognize when data supports or challenges intuition. A literate organization thinks together, not apart. Operating models for data vary: centralized, federated, or hybrid. A centralized model concentrates ownership under one team, ensuring consistency but risking bottlenecks. A federated model delegates control to business units, encouraging agility but increasing fragmentation risk. Hybrid models balance both, core governance with distributed stewardship. The right choice depends on culture and scale. For a small company, centralization may suffice. For global enterprises, federation encourages speed. Whatever the model, coordination mechanisms, common standards, shared tools, and cross-domain councils keep the ecosystem coherent. The best structure is one that evolves gracefully as data maturity grows. Measuring the impact of data requires shifting focus from volume to outcome. Collecting terabytes means nothing if they do not improve performance, reduce cost, or enhance customer satisfaction. Impact is measured through change, faster decision cycles, reduced errors, or new revenue streams. A strong analytics function links insights to tangible metrics like retention rates or profit margins. The goal is not more dashboards, but better outcomes. Data success stories begin not with storage milestones, but with results that matter. Evidence that information is improving lives, processes, and strategic direction. Treating data as a product captures this philosophy fully. Like any product, data must have owners, users, quality standards, and feedback loops. It should be discoverable, reliable, and maintained as an evolving asset. This mindset ensures that investment continues beyond collection into refinement and usability. When data is managed as a product, teams care for it continuously, monitoring quality, measuring usage, and improving documentation. The shift from project to product thinking turns data from static resource into dynamic value engine. In doing so, organizations not only collect information but cultivate intelligence, turning insight into a living asset that compounds over time. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit BareMetalCyber.com.